Music is a passion. Music is my life. Music is healing. It gave me help when I felt like there was none. My name is Bernadett. I was in a domestic violence relationship. He was my fiance, but he didn't care for me. He would do little things to hurt me. Abusive things. Withhold money, withhold. He punched me in the stomach. He would hit the brakes and I would hit the dash. I was afraid of him. I stayed afraid every day. I would have a gig and I came home to nothing but yelling and screaming, and it wasn't worth it. He took away my music. I was isolated. My friends disappeared. I didn't have a sense of myself anymore. I had my first trip in 16 years. I was going to California to see my brother. The relationship was already dissolved. Before I left for California, my house was a completely working house. There was nothing wrong with it. But when I came back, it was a shell. There was no stove, no sink, only the refrigerator standing. My fiance and his father did this to my home. It was supposed to be a redo, but instead they left it in a disaster. They took off the roof. There were electrical wires hanging down vicariously. It was utterly in destruction. I was living in my bedroom. My only source of water was my bathroom. And to make things worse, Tropical Storm Debbie was headed my way. I had to stay in the actual house while it was flooding with all the electrical wires, while I was bailing out water. My house was ready to be condemned. I went to FEMA to see if I could get some help, but because most of the damage was done by my ex, they didn't want to help me. I found out about the crisis center when I was at FEMA, and actually the crisis center found me. A man came up and he said, "You need help, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." And here was this man. He was an angel. And he said, "You're coming with me." And I said, "I am?" And he said, "Meet me at the crisis center." I said, "Okay, I'll be there." So he took me in a room and he said, "We're going to get you counseling right now." He handed me a 211 card and he said, "You call that. You call that anytime you need." The best thing was my therapist. She taught me about help, hope, and healing. She directed me. She had a plan for me. With the plan, little by little, which I thought was impossible, I started building again. And they just built up my self-esteem. And I started seeing the light. And all of these wonderful, resilient people were with me. We all joined together. And it saved my life. I wrote a song, and I wrote it in honor of all the people that have been through a crisis. It's called Cup of Compassion. And it's what I would have wanted somebody to sing to me. With the Crisis Center, I don't feel victimized anymore. I'm a survivor. I'm resilient. Thank you for the help, hope, and healing you gave me. Thank you for the free gifts. I will cherish them forever. What I want to do now, I want to play music with all my heart. My name is Bernadett, and I'm going to be okay.
Come on and take my hand. We're all survivors.